Hey y'all, what it do? It's your girl Corinthian. What is that? I just looked at my camera. What is that? Oh, that's my lotion in the background saying what's up. I gotta stay moisturized. So this video is a little bit different. So this is gonna be my first reaction video that I'm gonna be posting. However, the first portion of this video you are going to see when I was live on stream. I'm going to drop my Twitch down in the description below, so make sure you check me out. I'll be going live. I usually kind of stay towards the weekends as of right now because mama got a big girl job and your girl be tired. You know, if I got time during the week, I'll do so, but I can't guarantee y'all nothing. So keep that in mind. If y'all heard that was my stomach, sorry. Yeah. So this first portion of this video is going to be me live, not too long ago. And, I honestly was not planning on even finishing this video because this video pissed me off so bad. I got seriously triggered, but I was able to get the courage and I finished it. And instead of me going live with the rest of the video, I just decided to just bring it to YouTube, because like I said, I'm trying to come back over here. I've been kind of showing a lot of love to Twitch. I got to come back to my original family. So yeah, in this video, prepare to be pissed. I will say, now, the main reason why I came on here is I did want to offer a trigger warning. In this video, we will be discussing domestic violence. We will be discussing SA. You know what that means. Things of that nature. So if those are topics that you are sensitive to, this may not be the video for you. I apologize. I respect it if you just click off this video right now, but I do want to offer a warning before you just jump into this because I'm not trying to trigger nobody. So I also will include the link to this video because I did yap a little bit in this video. So I will let y'all watch. I'll also include the link to this video so you can watch it for yourself if you decide to. But yeah, so basically in this video, I am talking basically from my experience, what I have gone through, and then also my opinion on it. The name of this video is called "Should Marriage Be a Life Sentence?" And like I said, we touched on all those topics that I just gave y'all a warning about. And yeah, so make sure you like the video, subscribe if you're new, and comment your opinions on this video, because I feel like this is a conversation that needs to be had. And I know a lot of people have different viewpoints because there are some people in this video that you'll see who I'm talking about, but you just just a couple people that's a little just you could tell they was dropped on their head as a baby. But yeah, so I hope you guys enjoyed the video. So I will catch y'all in the next one. And then, like I said, the next clip, you're going to see the preview. You're going to see me months ago. And then when we get to the point where I'm dressed like this again, it's going to be present day. All right. So y'all have fun. Peace. I have a video that I do want to watch, but I'm going to give y'all a forewarning. It's going to piss you off because it's already pissed me off and I ain't even watched the shit yet. Because I was just scrolling on YouTube earlier and I was debating if I wanted to react to this video. Some told me to just go to the comments. I'm not going to tell y'all what the comments said because that's going to give away what the video is completely. But when I say that comment made me mad, it wasn't because what the person said. They was talking about the content in the video, basically saying like, I wish I would type shit. Oh, and like I said, just based off that one comment I saw earlier, it pissed me off. So we gonna get pissed together, but this is gonna be a discourse between us. He should be getting back on. They finna do Fortnite. Oh, he better. So then I can say hi then. But he might have had an internet problem. That's usually why he be in his streams like real early. Inserts audience sound. But yeah. So yeah. So basically, this is kind of similar to the videos that I've been reacting to, where it's like two opposing sides have a conversation. I don't know exactly if it's going to go the same way, but basically there's people that's pro-divorce and there's people that's anti-divorce. Now, me, when I get married, I don't want to have a divorce, but there are just certain things that if you do this when we married, I'm signing them papers. No, absolutely not. All right, let's full screen this shit and let's get pissed. All right, let's go. Okay, we ready.
A friend of mine was hit starved to death just because of beans. That the beans was not soft enough for a man to eat.
See, I told y'all we was gonna get pissed. I'm mad already. I'm mad as fuck already. Because the beans wasn't soft enough for him to eat, and he stabbed her to death. It's okay. What I was getting ready to say was gonna be very controversial. I'm not gonna say it. Just know he getting stabbed back. That's all I'm gonna say. That's the nicest way I'm gonna put it. His funky ass better be in jail. That's all I'm gonna say.
Experience coma go 3 times. I'm telling you my life history.
You saw those signs. What happened? You were in love. You just ignored the signs. Continue ignoring the signs now.
There is no marriage without fights. Let us not deceive ourselves. This is a man that I know that, oh yes, he hates me, but yet he loves me.
Stop the fucking video. Stop the fucking video right there. See, I told y'all this video was gonna piss me off. Where the fuck do I even start? Where do I start? Yes, I know this man loves me. He hits me, but he loves me. Now, that's a very controversial thing to say, only because... See, start with this wig. This Tyler Perry ass wig. Nah, let me stop. Tyler Perry wigs don't even be looking like that all the time. It depends on the film. It's giving a fall from grace. It's giving. He hits me, but yet he loves me. Baby. No, the fuck he don't. No, the fuck he don't. And I say it's a very controversial thing because of how a lot of us was raised. Because a lot of us got our asses whipped by our parents. And it's like, it hurts me more than it hurts you type shit. You get what I'm saying? Like, shit like that. Yes, that was fucked up. But that is where the source of a lot of people's mindsets with that shit is. Because of that. Because like, oh, my mama. Because like, I done got my ass toe up many times. But obviously, you know, my mama, that's my mama. You get what I'm saying? So like, I get that. But y'all got to dismantle this, baby. Y'all got to dismantle that mindset. Y'all have to. Y'all have to. And you're absolutely right, Nate. Abuse is not love at all. Coming from somebody that was abused, it's not. It's not. I can fucking guarantee you that it is not love. But we're gonna keep going.
If your husband sexually abused your child and you find out it's true, what are you going to do?
The man will
It should be
definitely
reported.
Wait. Say that again.
hates me, but yet he loves me.
If your husband sexually abused your child and you find out it's true, what are you going to do?
The man will
It should be
definitely
reported.
be reported.
Yeah.
But that does not feel me that I will divorce my husband. I want you to.
What that man just said is the comment that pissed me off. Because somebody commented saying, basically, I wish the fuck I would. Let me paint this picture for you, okay? I done been to jail before. I'm not even saying that trying to be like on some tough shit. That's not my persona. Everybody that know me know I'm not like that. I done been there before, defending somebody I loved. You better bet your ass I will do that shit again. But this time it'll be fucking murder. I ain't gonna get out this time. Dead fucking serious. I literally just had this conversation with my bestie. If you so much as look at my child the wrong way, so look at my child the wrong way, bitch, your brains is getting splattered. I don't give a fuck at all. I never fucking cared. And mind you, this is just coming from me as his mama. You factor in me and his daddy, bitch, you're fucked. No questions. No fucking questions, okay? These is kids we talking about. You could say what you that, and it don't even got to be a romantic relationship. Because look, you could say whatever the fuck you want to me. I ain't gonna say you could do whatever you want to me, but you get what I'm saying when I say that. When it comes to these kids, especially my child, but kids in general, oh no, I will body you, bro. I will body you about any child. I don't give a fuck.
Get that fact.
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Oh, y'all, I'm mad. Let me take
Please
a
signify
sip.
if you agree with the prompt. Divorce is the only way out of an abusive marriage.
Actually, no. Divorce is not the only way out of an abusive marriage. Death is another out. And I'm not saying death of the abused. Death of the abuser.
Hey, I want you to come to our
fuck your
10X
ad.
Growth Conference this year for free, by the way.
Yeah, technically
For free,
not the only way.
completely free,
Absolutely
all
not.
3 days.
Death is another way out. But again, not the abused, the abuser. The fuck?
Understand abusive marriage anymore. I've experienced coma good 3 times. I will advise separate till like 2-3 years.
And obviously you can tell by the accents that this is a cultural difference between like us and them. In their culture, I know they go through that shit like at a higher rate than we do. I take that back. I can't say that for certain because I got to look at the statistics. But I know that they are very marriage heavy in that culture. So, and I want to be. I don't know for certain. I'm not sure if women completely have rights. I'm not. Again, I'm not positive on this, but yeah. So they experience this shit probably like a little bit. Like it's probably a little bit worse, honestly, because they can get a little bit more brutal with it. So you got to consider that and put that in consideration too.
4 years. As if the both partner will adjust. If it does not work,
I could
go
just do
for
this and
divorce.
just move. No,
Let
really,
everybody
really
say, calm down. Then let's see who is the devil and who was the angel.
I don't believe that divorce is the only way to save a marriage personally, yeah. But if someone can abuse you in a relationship, if someone can lift their hand up to hit you, why are you married to that person? What are you doing there?
Right.
Can the disagreeers now speak?
Okay, divorce is not the only way out. Think back. It has not always been beating now. There were real good times. Think back about that good times. Think back on how you started. You would definitely find.
That's exactly why people stay in abusive relationships all the fucking time. Because of what she just said. Take it from a person that actually, again, experienced all of this shit. That is the reason. Bitch, fuck the good times. What's happening right now? I'm leaking right now. Fuck a good time. I'm sensitive, so the bad times are heavy. Exactly. Like, it's corny. Like, I don't know. I'm pretty sure we all niggas in here. I'm pretty sure we done all seen that movie, that Tyler Perry movie, Why Did I Get Married? When, I forget her character name. When Janet Jackson character said to write a list of all the good times and all the bad times. If the good outweighs the bad, then fix it. But if the bad outweighs the good, y'all need to go get y'all some fucking lawyers. Basically is what she's saying. I don't forget shit and don't. Like, gee, I could go for days on this. I could go for days. I don't think we're gonna watch this whole video because like we're literally 2 minutes in and I'm pissed already.
A loophole somewhere. I hate beating, but no one is a saint. You will not die inside that marriage. Amen.
Yes.
Go away.
The
Stay
fuck?
separate.
Yes,
The
the
only
fuck
reason
you
I'm
can.
on this side is because of the word only. Divorce is not the only way, actually. Even legally, there's something called judicial separation, which means that you are legal.
I've had my rose-colored glasses on before. Shit is insane. I'm passionate as fuck, so I don't like giving up, so to speak. Again, we're here. We're here with that, and that's all of that is the exact reason. And you cannot be small-minded about shit like this, because literally, shit like this, you can be unalived. You got to take that shit seriously. Like, a lot of people be scared to call the police. A lot of people be scared to tell other people what's going on out of fear of looking weak. I don't give a fuck. All my friends and shit, like, if you call me and say, all you got to do is just say you need me to come get you. I don't give a fuck where you are. I will come get you. If I have to take a flight to come get you, I will come get you. Because again, I've experienced it. Like, I was once the person that was scared to say something. You have to talk. That is the only way, literally. Unless you like fucking sumo wrestler type shit, you just a little scared and you just gotta buck up a couple. You get what I'm saying? Like, if you gotta do that, because it's either that or your life. And I'm 26 years young. I don't know how the fuck old I am. I'm 27. I'm 27 years young. I had a whole lot of life to live. A whole lot of life to live. And if you think I'm finna go for that again, fuck no. Absolutely not.
Legally allowed to stop cohabiting with this person for the reasons that you would ordinarily divorce that person.
A whole lot of life
Because
to
even
live.
when you go to the courts, the first thing they ask you as a legal practitioner is, have you advised
Just getting
the
started,
client
exactly.
on reconciliation? If there is any chance that the parties will reconcile, the court would stop that proceeding to tell you, go and reconcile. So divorce is not aimed at actually separating people. The whole concept of divorce happens when the marriage has broken down irretrievably. Simple. At the same time, there should also be attempts to protect the party being abused. There are laws that protect people. The Violence Against Persons Prohibition Act. Lagos State has adopted the domestic violence law as well. That can give you protective orders while you're separate from this person. And
But see,
in this moment,
again, I'm not positive about their culture, but that shit is ass here. It's really not the best, because I've read several stories about women. Matter of fact, I just seen something on Facebook like 2 days ago. A little boy, he's probably like 11 years old, was protecting his pregnant mama, and he ended up getting killed because, what the fuck happened? An ex of his mama that was in jail or something, and he got out and he came for her, over 20 years later. And she tried to get an order of protection from him or something, and they denied it. And then literally months later, her son is now dead. That shit, oh my God. I saw that 11-year-old, yep, from the ex-boyfriend who had a record. Yeah, like, what type of sense do that make? Like, if somebody tell you some shit, and 9 out of 10, but see, the problem here is that they have to go off of proof, evidence, which in turn, it makes sense, but at the same time, y'all got to take that shit seriously. Oh, just because this person is not bruised and bloodied, but this shit could have still happened, y'all need to at least investigate before y'all just sit up here and say, oh yeah, no, hell no. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's crazy.
it is left for that person to now prove that he is no longer a threat. Also, there's been so much focus on physical abuse. Abuse can be psychological, it can be sexual, it can be financial. It's not just the physical abuse. The courts in one of the cases said a dropping water melts away the stone. It might be minor acts, which in themselves, they do not amount to reasons to divorce, but when you accumulate them, it amounts to reasons to divorce. Even the courts recognize that. Sayo, I'm 28. I'm a legal practitioner. I'm married and a year and 3 months now. I'm pro-divorce because I don't think divorce is a problem. I think divorce is rather a solution to a problem.
And
I'm just
is
going to start with this. I'm not a therapist, I'm not a psychologist, but I can't prefer a solution as to what anyone should do. I'm still quite young. But I'm going to say that at the end of the day, we've convinced ourselves that divorce is the cure-all answer to it. And it's really wild because based on the data, the people who have divorced, right, and gone into second and third marriages have way less chances of it succeeding. It's 67 for second marriages and 73 for third marriages. Even when we're not talking about abuse, people just think it's normal. People just think, I mean, it's degeneracy to society. The analogy I love to use is, imagine society like a body, like a human body, right? And the family is the cells of that society. When you begin to break it off one by one, it causes, you don't know the effects. So saying divorce is just a cure.
so raising your children in an abusive household is the answer? If you're going to be anything, y'all know the rest.
They're all excuse and normalizing it. It's like saying we shouldn't drink liquid because we have the chance of choking. It doesn't make sense.
That's not even the same fucking
What
category.
happened to dialogues? What happened to having a conversation? Because before the two of you got married, you courted, you saw those signs. What happened? You were in love, you just ignored the signs. Continue ignoring the signs now. Why did you have to know?
No. Now, he has a point in some regard because sometimes a lot of this shit don't pop up. Sometimes this shit does pop up prior to like getting married and all that shit. Sometimes. But it's not like that all the fucking time. Sometimes people completely switch up. Y'all get married, y'all have a kids, whatever. So that's a very bullshit answer. It really is.
That
he
is,
said
hold
stay
on.
on it.
Except you didn't see the sign, and nobody can say they did not see even the slightest bit of signs that this person could be abusive. I have been there. I have been abused. What did I do? I called my partner. What's going on? What's happening? Why?
No, see that right there is your problem because why is you call? We don't got shit to talk about. We don't have nothing to talk about. You want to talk with your fist. I try to talk with my words.
Why is this thing happening? We had the conversation. You can't just say, oh, divorce is going to solve the issue just like that. It doesn't. Okay, you get divorced and then what?
A friend of mine was hit stabbed to death just because of beans. That the beans was not soft enough for a man to eat. The argument started. Okay, let me go and cook it more. He said, why is it taking so long? Just for the woman to say, it's beans. You allow it to soft, now he said it's too strong. Bah! Started punching the woman. She retaliated to save her life. The next thing the man did, he picked a bottle beside him. A pregnant woman with 3 months child in her womb.
Oh my God.
Before she rushed to the hospital, she passed away.
She just triggered me. I'm not even gonna hold you. She really did. I'm not gonna talk about it, but she really did just trigger me a little bit. Oops. It wasn't that severe.
My name is Alice Bedudo. I'm 54 years old. I'm a divorcee of 11 years now. Hitting every time. Little thing a man will provoke, little time, little thing I will provoke. People say marriage is adorable. It's not enduring. As long as there is no hitting, no abuse, both from the husband or from the wife.
I feel like the topic they've been using is too subtle for you guys. So you have a child, male
Yes,
or
I
female?
do. Male.
You have children, sorry, ma'am. Male or female?
Male, female.
Ah, beautiful. Okay, so like, we'll be talking about physical abuse since, let's say for instance now, your husband sexually abused your daughter. Are you going to
God
stay with him?
forbid.
God forbid, yeah. But it happens. These are things that happen. Will you stay with him after?
First and foremost.
The fact that you even had to think about it tells me everything I need to know. The fact that you even had to think about it based off that question tells me everything I need to know. Bitch, you're weird. I don't even want to hear what you got to say.
You start asking her, is it sexually abused?
If I let my spouse, all right?
I don't even want to hear what she, I don't even want to hear what she got to say. Cause if a man sexually abuses your child and you, bitch, what is that? What is there to think about? What is there to think about? What is there to think about? But I'm not going to stay on that too long because the more I think about it, the more I'm going to get pissed.
Consequence you think will be greater. Leaving that marriage is not going to reverse the emotional trauma. If I'm a mother and I didn't have any education whatsoever, I don't have a 9-to-5 job, I don't make any form of money at all, and I know I need that man for financial assistance, I'm going to say, look,
We're turning this video off. I can't. I'm sorry, y'all. I can't. I can't do it. I cannot do it. So I think we got the last when we ended this video the last time because I got too pissed off. Now, mind you, we are 7 minutes and 49 seconds into a 40-minute video. That should tell you how angry this video made me. But we're just gonna get back into it. We're gonna get into it. We're gonna get into it.
About that question, I'm going to consider priorities. If I leave my spouse, all right, what consequence do you think will be greater? Leaving that marriage is not going to reverse the emotional trauma.
Okay.
If I'm a mother and I didn't have any education whatsoever, I don't have a 9-to-5 job, I don't make any form of money at all, and I know I need that man for financial assistance, I'm going to say, look, I'm prioritizing my daughter's or my son's future ahead of this abuse. This abuse, it already happened. It's a bad thing, right?
Well, I
but
mean,
it already
if
happened.
you
but I'm
divorce, like, it's
prioritizing
still,
that future.
there are countries that if you divorce, there will be financial compensation. So if you are going to get financial...
So because the trauma took place already, just keep going? So you gonna further fuck these kids up? What type of sense do that make, man? And I think this brother is young, so that's why he talking like that. And that probably was grilled into his head as he grew up. Further traumatizing, you're not only the woman herself, but the kids too. And then what's going to happen with that is that's going to carry on in generations. The son gonna see that, do the same bullshit to his wife. The daughter gonna see it happening. Mom dealt with it, so I can too. You see the problem? Do you see the problem? Be for real.
Now, wait, if you know you are going to get financial compensation from divorce, are you going to do it?
You never know. You shouldn't get divorced due to situations like that. Who is going to help the man? Like, the man needs help, obviously. You cannot...
Right, fuck that man. Who's gonna give the man that? That's not my job no more. You put your hands on me, baby. We done. We're done. Fuck that man. Because 9 out of 10, a man versus a woman, 9 out of 10, because there is some strong as fuck women out there that can whoop a man. Or, just a man weak as fuck, whatever. There is some women that can hold their own against a man. But 9 times out of 10, he gonna whoop her. Right? So explain to me, he gonna be fine. He's gonna be fine. Like, oh, who gonna help the man? Oh, because he's sad because he lost his woman. Because he wanted to be a little ass boy and talk with his fists and not his words. But that's the woman's problem? Be for real. And then, because they're also touching on something that also is very important to consider here too. I understand a lot of women do desire to be like taken care of and all of these things. I will say this. You don't have to listen to me. This is just my thought process. If you're going to be in a situation where a man takes care of you financially 100%, like you don't do nothing, definitely, I don't want to say steal this man money, but you kind of have to as a safekeeping. And a lot of men gonna see this and gonna be pissed, But you have to think about it. If this man is taking care of you 100%, he don't let you work, you don't want to work, whatever the situation is. Because there are some men that are like hell bent on not letting their women work. Well, then you need to keep your little stash, then, boo. In the most smartest way possible. I'm not gonna give you all the juice, but if you want to know my idea, hit me in the DM and I'll tell you. Either that, or if you got a man that doesn't mind you working, like maybe you work like a part-time job, do that. Hell, I ain't gonna say full-time because, working full-time is ghetto. Because, like, I understand not wanting to work. I completely get it. But it's because of shit like this that makes me, like, uneasy about giving a motherfucker that type of control on my life. It gives me the ick.
What do you mean? That's your husband.
I'm sorry,
That's
you're
your
sexually assaulting my
responsibility.
child and you're telling me I should be
That is
responsible
your-
for
Exactly.
No, what?
As a
The man should be in
as a
jail.
wife, you should be responsible for has it been like that? Did you know that he has
After he
been like
assaults
that?
my daughter, I
Something
start
is
interrogating
definitely
him. Have you
wrong.
been like this? Is this your first time?
So
Seriously.
putting him in jail, how does that?
I'll be at peace knowing that.
How does putting a murderer in jail fix the problem then? Somebody walk up to your mama right now, shoot her point blank in the head. You think not putting him in jail is gonna solve the problem? That takes a murderer off the streets, correct? So why does putting a man that sexually assaulted your children not fix the problem? Again, I heard them with the trauma being done. However, you gonna let these laws get you, or I'm gonna get you. You'll at least be property of the state to the day you die. But fucking with me, you finna meet your maker. So, and I feel like any person that like argues that, you are a scum to society. Niggas like that, scum. I stand on that 1000%, because that sounds like an excuse. Like, basically, you should be able to do whatever the fuck you want and not get consequences for it. Be for real. I know I said it already. I'm trying to really get through this video without getting too upset. But I'm going to get upset in this video, but I'm sitting through it for y'all. So I hope y'all appreciate it.
Whoever assaulted my daughter.
Are you sure you'll be at peace, or you're just imagining that?
Let me address a lot of issues that have actually been raised here, most of which border on criminal allegations. If a man rapes a minor, that's a very grievous crime, regardless of whether he's the father or not. The right steps that should be taken, because you're saying the emotional abuse has happened, you're right. But that daughter will grow up knowing that the mother condoned it. That's a greater emotional abuse.
Thank you, King. Whatever your name is, I hope you are doing well. Just don't say nothing stupid following this statement, though. Please don't.
So the best thing the mother can do at that point is to do everything to protect the child, which includes making sure that the father, if you're not going to at least report the father, you take the child away from that environment.
Thank you.
But you can also, like I said, if you divorce this man, you have a legal claim to financial support that it would be binding on him. So you're saying if you leave, it would, no, that doesn't happen.
It's not always like that.
It is
always like
it
that.
depends. And like I said, once you're able to prove certain things in courts, and when you're talking about if the man is not
we talk a lot about corruption.
Hold on.
Let the man
The
talk.
man is not even, for some reason, convicted of that crime, because obviously the burden of proof is really high in cases like that. You have recourse to so many, like I said, the law is there to protect. A lot of times we just don't test the law in the courts, simply because we have this ideology that, it doesn't work. It works, it just takes time.
But
Honestly.
that does not mean that they are divorced.
Yeah.
Yes, he asked me that question, and it shocked me. I want to be sincere. He has answered. He has said exactly what I wanted to say. Separating that child from the father is the most important thing.
But why, when he asked you that question earlier, you said, You know what? I'm already pissed. Let's see what the fuck. Let's see what her initial answer was so that we can come back to this. So this is 10:49. Let's rewind to when he first asked this question. Okay.
Is your daughter? Are you going to
God
stay with him?
forbid.
God forbid. Yeah. But it happens. These are things that happen. Will you stay with him after?
First and foremost, let me tell you the truth. I would definitely want to find out that thing.
No, if your daughter come and meet you, start asking her, is it true or not? If your husband sexually abused your child or your wife sexually abused your child and you find out it's true, what are you going to do?
You know the beautiful thing about that question? I'm going to
Okay,
consider...
so I thought she answered it. She kind of danced around that question. I thought she said some dumb shit. Because, like, just the look on her face, she looked like she was pondering the question. If somebody do something to your child and your first instinct ain't to either A, beat their ass or send them to their maker, what do we really got to talk about? And like I said before, this ain't even just concerning my child. This is concerning any child. We got to protect these babies. Like, we really do. Like you do not know what these kids be going through coming up, and then like we sit up here and talk about all of these things about how this new generation is this, they're that. We gotta come together as a community, like for real, because shit like this can't go on in this community. It can't. I won't stand for it. I won't. And I say that with my whole chest. I don't care.
That child from the father is the most important thing at that moment. So, but that does not mean that you are divorcing your husband.
Yes, it does. Yes, it does. Yes, it does. No, we're not going to do that. Like, let's just realistically think about this. You saying you remove the child away from their father. That doesn't mean that you are divorcing him. So what are you doing? So you are still staying legally married to a man that hurt your child. For what? Like the child is going to go somewhere else and you stay? Or you migrate the child somewhere else and then when the child is old enough, you go back to the daddy? Why would you want to be with a man like that? Why? Why would you want to be with a man that do shit like that? Are you good?
That happened, really happened, and you find out it is true, would you still marry that man?
I will still be with my husband, but
God forbid.
Girl! Ooh. It's taking everything in me to keep my voice down. Because it's like I want to yell at this screen so bad, but it's just like they're not going to hear me. I'm trying to be calm. I really am. I'm trying to be calm.
Still with my
A man that
husband.
will sleep with me and sleep with my daughter.
See, if I am the child, I'll arrest you and my father.
A man that I got wedded to. If I'm a lawyer, I would sentence him to death. What were you even thinking of?
We here, Auntie.
Oh,
we
God.
here. We is here.
Yes,
Let
I
me
will
give you
still
such
be
a
with my
man.
husband. But let me stand very well and talk. See, do you know that time the man is already separated from me? That does not mean I'm divorced from my husband. But that time, my own mind too is not even at peace with him. Because that is a devilish act.
So why does a devilish act not align with divorce? I really want to understand that.
No, and try to take me to jail or whatever.
That's if you report him.
Yeah, that's if there's a report made.
Yes. No, there will definitely be a report.
Oh, that is going to change.
No.
Yeah, there should.
The man will definitely be reported. But that does not mean that I will divorce my husband. I want you to get that fact.
For what? What do you
I
gain?
will definitely stay away from him.
So divorce
The
him.
period where he's going to see this punishment.
If you actually are
for the period that he receives his punishment. So from the time he goes in to the time he get out, and then when he get out, all is good in the world. I'm sorry. Okay. I understand the ideology that like jail, prison, whatever you want to call it, is supposed to be like a rehabilitation. But there's just certain shit that you just cannot come back from. There's just certain shit you cannot come back from. Like, you can't pull a I have been delivered from touching kids. Like, I'm sorry. Like, no, I take that back. I'm not sorry. Because what in your grown ass mind makes your thing jump for a child? Even worse if it's your own child, but a child nonetheless. Are we being serious here? And you doing everything else that aligns with divorcing said person without actually divorcing them. So basically, you're willing to forget. Like, again, I know, especially those that are religious, God says to forgive. Me and God gonna have to disagree on that one. I'm sorry. We gonna have to disagree on that one. In a situation like this, we gotta disagree. We have to. God know my heart. We gonna have to disagree on that one. I can't forgive that. I apologize. I can't. I literally cannot. That makes me sick to my stomach just thinking about it.
Okay with that person doing that thing and you still want to be with that person, the law doesn't have an issue with that. What I appreciate that she said was that she would take steps to ensure that the man is brought to book for whatever crime he has committed and the child is protected. Under, I think it's section 15(2)(c) of the matrimonial clauses, or 2B, it talks about adultery. And it says where the respondent has persistently and willfully committed adultery and the petitioner finds it intolerable to live with that person. If you've condoned an act and the man doesn't do it again, you cannot divorce on that once it is proven that you condoned it.
If Christ died for me and cleansed all my sins, and have been taught that forgiveness should be the key in everything. Assuming such a thing happens to me, I'll go gather. I'll feel like tearing him apart with my hands. I am not going to divorce my husband. I will watch and see that he suffers very well and get to realize evil he has done. And my parents taught me that divorce is not an option in marriage. For better, we die here.
I want to touch on that. Because I literally just said that. About Jesus, Lord. Give me the words. I understand there is a lot of, I think I touched on this in the previous clip. Like, obviously there's a cultural difference here. However, I am not going to sit by and allow something like that to happen to any child around me. Number one, this don't even got to be my man. It don't even got to be a romantic relationship. I'm not going to let that shit go down. Number one. Number two, if I'm going to be in a situation, and because basically what she's like, she's on the right path, but she fucked up at the end. She's on the right path, like making sure that he suffers and I agree. But baby, I'm leaving. I do not care. I don't care. Like everybody got their own non-negotiables. Everybody does. But how is the endangerment of your child or children not one of them? Like, why is that not at the top of the list? Like that was a non-negotiable for me even before I had a kid. Like if I were to date, before I had a kid, like if I was to date somebody that had a kid or kids, if I see that you ain't shit father or like I said, you're doing weird shit, I'm out. Why is that not a priority for you? Like, why are you not, like, you have every right to want to lay that man on the cross for what he did. Like I said, she's on the right path. But be for real. Be for real.
Divorce should be normalized.
Divorce is not the problem. You have to come and prove to the court that these things happen before the court grants you a divorce. So if someone has gone through these circumstances in life and has decided they are no longer willing to go through those circumstances, why should the society force or stigmatize them for making that choice? I feel that is hypocritical because there's something they say, it's the person that wears the shoe that knows where it is.
Yes.
I don't think the society should stigmatize people who are divorced.
Because they have not been in that shoe that you are. When I first separated from my husband, we started with separation. We separated for about seven times before I found out that if care is not taken, one person head will enter 6 feet. So it is better for us to stay alive, to watch our children grow, train our children, nurture them in the will of the Lord. So many people said a lot of things. Church came in, villagers came in, family came in. You can imagine the trauma.
And something that I find really unfortunate is that the stigma doesn't even stay with the man, it's the woman.
Literally.
The man is most likely free to just continue his life like it never happened. It's the woman, and I understand because obviously she has children and those children are attached to her. But at the same time, I think the society...
But it's like you just said, it's tied to the woman, but it's like, it's the same situation for a man that get divorced. He got key. Okay, so I'm kind of glad I came back to this video because obviously the abuse part of it isn't the entirety of this video. It's just I could not get past that first few minutes because they were really like irking a nerve. But anyway, I think saying divorce should be normalized is kind of wild to say because marriage is very sacred. I do believe that. That is something I definitely wholeheartedly believe in. I one day would like to get married. And I kind of deal with what he's talking about right here. Like basically the children, they tied to the woman. Like I feel like it'd be easier for like his father to find somebody because I feel like, I don't know, girls don't, not all of them, but like most women these days, they don't view that as a deal breaker for them. However, men do, which I think is kind of interesting. And I would actually like to touch on that in a different video, but it's kind of like, it's different. I feel like I'm getting off topic. So let me come back to what the question is asking. Divorce should be normalized? I don't think it should be normalized because I do think that it is an you both came to God and say I want to do life with this person. I don't think that's something you should take lightly. Like they do stuff like 90-day fiance and stuff like that, and people like, I was just in Vegas, so like people just be getting married just to get married. I don't want to get married just to get married. I want to get married to grow old together. That's what I want. I don't want to feel like, like kind of like the tangibleness of like someone being your boyfriend or girlfriend or whatever. Like you could just be like, it's over and then y'all done. No. If we go through all this legal paperwork, go have us a service, and I come before God and say I do, welcome to death row. Only thing that's gonna get me to leave you is either you cheat on me, or you put your hands on me, or I'm not even gonna say the last part, but they touched on it in the last previous section with the children. Yeah, that's the only way I'm gonna leave you. But other than that, baby, well, we locked in for life. I just know, like, with how, with my things, with a lot of the development that I've had in my 27, almost 28 years of life, I don't take marriage lightly, and I really feel confident that I will really vet my future husband, like his character, and like his character, how he maneuvers in life, how he is with his family, vice versa, like all of that stuff. So I don't want to say that divorce should be normalized, because I don't want people. I know a lot of people think that it's just a piece of paper. That's a very important piece of paper. And I'm gonna just leave it at that before I get to yapping too much.
Society should be able to see through what that woman has gone through, and rather than stigmatize her for her decision, have empathy for the situation she has found herself in. Generally, marriage is a contract. At least under the law, it's a contract. Under religion, it's an oath or a vow. Like every other contract, you can decide to pull out. Then you should be allowed to. I don't see how that is a problem to any other person.
I believe that if a couple goes into marriage knowing that like divorce is an option, nobody will want to spoil the marriage knowing that divorce can happen. That's basically it for me.
It's not a big deal. If you try to make it work, it does not work. Oh, girl or boy, put the paper down, sign them, rest your head. Marriage is not by force.
Candidate Sagrias, now speak.
Where did we get lost in society to think it should be normalized? You made vows on that wedding day. You made vows. Now, if anybody can divorce willy-nilly, what is the point? Children are the beginning of empires. Now, if you're going to be shaping them and giving them the example that vows are just protocol, till death do us part is just protocol, I wonder what kind of parent you are. Okay, let me ask you a question. If you got cheated on, right, and your wife divorces you, right, are you going to be comfortable with the fact that she just did it because she knows she can divorce you anytime?
Why did I cheat?
Just like you just said, you had vows. You had vows till death do y'all part, that you are doing life with this person. Now, I don't know vows off the top of my head. It's been a while since I've been to a wedding, so excuse me if I'm a little dusty on the details, but the vows you take is basically like, we locked in, ain't no switching up. Like, that's basically what we're saying before God, correct? And if I recall correctly, isn't it also a commandment not to commit adultery? Or is that just straight up in the Bible? Hold on. I gotta do my research. Yeah, so I had to double check. Because I felt like I was mixing my details up. It's funny, I was literally just talking to my homies about me getting in my word. I need to get in my word. I do. I need to get in my word. But it's literally a commandment to not commit adultery. So your wife cheats on you and you just leave, and she just leave you because she knows that she can divorce you at any time. Why the fuck would you cheat in the first place if you knew that I can divorce you at any time? If your wife cheated on you, I bet you would divorce her. That's what nobody never talks about. Nobody never talks about if it was in reverse. Nobody never talks about that. That's the part that gags me all the time, because just like, oh yeah, if I cheat on my girl, this just a trick. I'm just getting some pussy. Why can't the girl just be getting some dick? It's the same difference, is it not? As fucked up as it may sound, it's the same difference, correct? It's the same difference. You are literally just getting some. But men's pride are very fragile with shit like that. Because they basically view women as their property, which we're not, number one. Number two, if you know that you wouldn't go for it, why the fuck do she? And the dude said, why did I cheat in the first place? I'm very curious what the hell he got to say following this. Ouch. Stop. Oh, pause my video by accident. Why you do that?
To the first place.
She cheated on you. Yes. Are you gonna be comfortable with the fact that she just did it because she knew that she could divorce you anytime?
She can't do that.
Are you gonna really have
She
that?
can't do that actually. Yeah, legally, you can't cheat and then bring a case to court to say I want to divorce because I cheated.
Can I ask you a question?
Yeah, that boy clearly young. He don't know nothing. Why is that little boy here? That nigga still got milk behind his ears.
You got married to a woman that is stronger than you.
Okay.
No, go ahead.
Every little thing, she threatens you that she's going to bully you, she's going to bully. Every time she bully your father comes in, the church comes in, the uncles come in, she still remains. You still go ahead to marry that woman.
There's something in dating, right, and age that relates to each other. When you're dating at the right age, you build emotional intelligence. So when you know that a case is gonna come like that, when you know there's a probability of that, right, you create contingency plans, right? Now that contingency plans might not be divorcing, but there are other methods.
It shouldn't be a normal thing. It's the end of the end. It shouldn't be a normal thing.
Take a look at our society currently, for example, how people are just diving into divorce with any little discomfort. I mean, it's crazy. It's crazy. People no longer want to manage, not even manage, like build. Now that people are saying we should not stigmatize, they should stigmatize them. Because if you don't stigmatize them, that is why they will feel very free.
Exactly.
Your husband just raised his voice at you a little bit, or the wife did not cook soup for you the way you like it, you just get a divorce. They should stigmatize them. People will say, oh, it's only the women who get stigmatized. No, people no longer want to go into relationships with single fathers anymore. They are being stigmatized, so it is good. They should continue stigmatizing them. Maybe that one will help them to think, okay, at least if I cannot fight for my marriage, what about the people that will be insulting me that I couldn't stay in marriage, or the people that will be saying, oh, I carry children for her, they know if he dates me.
You believe people are like just jumping into divorce, right?
They are. Look at the society.
Do you also believe that people are also just jumping into marriages? Mostly married, are married. Yeah, so those people that are married, should they be allowed to divorce or not?
This is the reason why some churches will make you go through series of what they call
Counseling.
Counseling.
We are talking about like the whole world. You can't just talk about like just churches.
No, I'm telling you that if all churches, or if they can say, if you want to get married, go through the process of counseling. They can normalize that. Since you want to say they should throw marriage away.
Okay, see, that,
instead of throwing marriage away.
That actually makes more sense, because like if you want to divorce, you need to go to.
But we are not talking about that right now. We are talking
It's
about
still
divorce.
the same thing.
We're not talking
Still the
about
same
that right now.
Divorce you have like a long list of things you need to go through before you can divorce. When you are being abused, or you falling out of love.
Some people just divorce because of
For the slightest reason, especially
the divorce.
your soul be hammering on like us with so much pleasure. I don't know. Maybe it's coming from a divorced home. Maybe he has lived with those who are from a divorced home, and he has seen one-hand experience of what it is there. All this
Wait, hold on.
beating and all that stuff.
I'm from a very stable family, and I've not really seen or experienced divorce firsthand. But I've seen people that should have gotten divorced, so that is one of the main reasons why I'm here. I believe divorce should be normalized, not something that people have to go through lots of process just to get to.
You people think you can just walk in
I'm gonna let them talk, and then at the end, that's when I'm gonna say my piece.
to court and
Exactly what I'm saying. You can't just divorce like that.
That is not. You cannot even divorce within 2 years without the leave of court. And what that means is that you have to first ask the court, can I divorce? And there are grounds: rape, bestiality. Sometimes if you marry within bloodlines, or if you marry within relatives, let's say you marry someone that was insane, someone that was not capable, there's very strict
requirements
But this is
within 2 years.
they are venturing divorce because they feel it's normal, because it's normalized. It's easy for them to bring a.
That's what I'm saying. Now, it's easy for them to bring it, but they still have to prove.
You can't just wake up and look at your wife, look at your husband that you love so much. You went to the altar and wear a ring, dance, do this. Said, you know they do again. That there is something that will make you to do that thing.
Thank you.
They're coming.
Somebody with some damn sense.
Trust me. I've got.
Now. Do I think people be kind of like...
I would
Wait,
say,
hey, I wasn't done talking, TT. Hold on. Now, do I think that there are people that be like overly... Why did my thing get bigger? I wasn't trying to do that. I was literally trying to move that out the way. Thank you. Now, there are people that unfortunately do what the example she gave. Like, you just wake up and say, I don't want to be with this person no more. And then they leave. It's fucked up. However, it does happen. It's just like, but I feel like in them type of cases, if somebody just wake up and say, oh, I don't want to be with you no more, at least 75% of the time it's because they think the grass is greener somewhere else. I will say that. And you gotta, that's why, like, I feel like I could talk. I feel like I'm gonna talk in circles, so I'm just gonna kind of come together with what I gotta say. Basically, find somebody that has the same values as you do. Someone that values marriage, that values family, values monogamy. And y'all mofos get married. But like, really vet these people. Like, vet them before you literally jump the broom with anybody. Like, there's no one size fits all for everybody. Your person ain't finna check every single box in your they're not finna check every single thing on your list of things. Like, oh, go down that list like completely. Like, oh, they gotta be making 6 figures. They gotta have this car. They gotta have this house. They gotta. Everybody's not going to check every single thing off that list. And you have to be okay with that. If you find someone that does check everything on your list, more power to you. I'm happy for you. And I hope you have a long, loving marriage. But 9 out of 10, there's going to be a couple unchecked boxes. And you just need to figure out what are your non-negotiables? Like, what are your things that you are not going to stand for? And as long as they don't check those boxes, then you're good.
it's not normal to divorce, and it's not also good to stay in abusive marriage.
It's not.
Before a man or a woman would do that, they are cutting to this place. I will not say divorce is good and it's sweet. It's not sweet too. It's very bitter. Oh, I don't know how to put it. Look at it back and front before you do it, because it's not rice and beans.
If you believe in love and the two of you actually really love each other, there is nothing you cannot work out.
It is not only abusive marriage that can make somebody divorce.
Yes.
It's not even on the top 3 or 5.
You don't need to reach that
It's
far
not
to
even
impact
there.
it.
It's not even up there. 8th of January 2024. I think that's when it was released. It was a Forbes list. Domestic violence is there, but there are things way above. I'm not saying it's to discredit domestic violence. We have lack of commitment there, lack of education when your spouse is illiterate. We have substance abuse, so many other things, right? Domestic abuse was either 7th or 9th. So I was just thinking we could treat the other things instead of focusing on violence and all.
There are so many things. So many.
Mary.
Okay, we're not saying that abuse is the end all. Oh, I thought my son walked in. We're not saying that abuse is the end all be all reason why marriages don't work out. We're not saying that. But what we are saying is that's a non-negotiable. If that shit happens, you're cut. Just like if you cheat, you're cut. What's not clicking? We never said that's the number one reason why you should divorce somebody. But I will say if it presents itself in said marriage, absolutely cut that shit immediately. Like, don't even think twice about it.
Lack of communication. It can cause divorce.
That one is worse.
See, what I just have to say
It's so simple. It only has to do with dialogue.
Where's her mic?
If you're saying it, but pass through it, maybe you don't pass through the one that passed.
that's the trouble.
No, but I just want to tell you the truth.
She said she doesn't go for that.
Marriage is till death do us part.
Healthy
Of
marriage.
course, marriage is.
Healthy marriage is until death do us part. Absolutely.
Till death do us part. I mean, for example, you were wedded in church, definitely the officiator would ask those questions and tell you till death do us part, and you say, yes, I do. So
When you're already in the process of dating and all, fiance or fiance, whatever, you're already thinking consciously and subconsciously in your mind, this is gonna be, I mean, that's what I would think, this is gonna be it. It's death or nothing else. So it's just, I think it's intrinsically obvious.
Growing up, we were told that marriage is till death do us part. So I strongly believe in that. And my parents never divorced. All the people around me never did that. So marriage is till death do us part.
Can the disagreeers speak now?
This is why I stopped shopping on Amazon, and you should too. Don't
Well, guess what?
spend
I'm
another
going to
dime
continue
on
shopping
Amazon.
on Amazon. Thanks. Bye.
Already the Bible said that it hates divorce. And also the Bible said that marriage is there do us part. But when I was growing up, I found out that 2 of my friends died inside marriage. I married at the age of 19. My husband started hitting me when my child was 4 days old. I move along with it so that the both sides will not hear. My parents should not hear. My auntie should not hear. But I almost lost my life inside that marriage. I tried to make it work. It could not work. I seek for divorce. They said, don't go. It's okay. I know what to do. When the thing was up here, because after 4 times of entering coma, 3 days, the first one took 4 days, I almost gone. Why waiting until you die? I will make an example with, I'm not mocking her, our singer, Ozinachi. I want to make it work. I want to make it work. She ended up dying. So why dying inside the marriage? Go for divorce. Let people say what they want to say. Save your head so that you can fight for your children when they need you.
All of you guys here is saying you think, you believe, but like, that's not a strong enough reason to stay in a marriage. I don't think marriage should be a life sentence. Just as I decided to get married, I can also decide to leave the marriage. It should not be by force.
There are several instances that can come during the term of the marriage that warrants that marriage to end. I think she has mentioned one, which is pro-life. Life is the most important thing that we hold dear. You have the law at your side, and you also have religion at your side. Even in the Bible, there's a part where it says you can get divorced on certain grounds.
She said she married at the age of 19, if I'm correct. I would just like to say that I think, not with you, ma'am, but I think generally with the data that has been presented, generally, that is the leading cause of divorce. I sympathize with people who get abused. I'm not saying
it
it's
doesn't
right.
happen every day.
I'm not saying it's right.
Nigga,
Thank you,
shut
but-
the fuck. Shut the fuck up. Shut up. Dude in the white with the fucking fedora on his head. Shut the hell up. It doesn't happen every day. It do. It do. It do. May not be in the same relation, but you get what I'm saying? Like, it does happen every day. Somebody in the world is happening, unfortunately, every single day. Number 1. Number 2, even if the person put their hands on you 2 times, you can leave in that moment and it will be okay. Because I'm not finna sit up in here and wait till you kill me or till I'm on the brink of death for me to realize, damn, I should have left your ass. I'm not doing that. I can't do that. I can't.
But based on the large number of divorces, it's minimal. If you check
It's
the
not
data,
even up to 40%.
thank you. If you check the data, 11 cases
Can you
of divorce.
reference the data?
It's from Forbes.
No, let him
the
talk.
top 11 causes of divorce, right? Domestic abuse is on the 7th level. Do you know what's on the first? Lack of commitment, right? Domestic abuse is a bad thing, fine, right? But we can't use that excuse for as a cure-all degeneracy.
You said Forbes. Where was the data sample taken from? Is it Nigeria or the whole world?
It's the whole world.
But if you look at the data in Nigeria, it's definitely not going to be the same in the US or in America.
No, but this is all
or in
over the
UK.
world. Divorce is
generalizing
I
it.
understand
This
what
is
you're
a
saying. I
general
understand
issue.
what you're saying in terms of what you mean by, you have to make a commitment. If you listen to what I was saying it's a commitment you make every day. I totally agree. What I did say was there are circumstances that come into play during that commitment that gives you an out. Marriage is the union between two people. That's what marriage is. It's not a marriage one person. So when the other person is doing certain things that are in some way going to affect your life in a negative way.
Okay, sir, but as human beings, right, we should always think with something at the back of our mind, right? This decision that I'm making, there's a probability it's gonna go wrong, but am I gonna stick to my responsibility? Am I gonna stick with my kids? Responsibility.
If you want to stick with your kids, don't put your hands on your fucking wife. What is not clicking, Steven? Whatever the fuck your name is, I ain't even catch it, and I don't even care no more. I could tell this man is young. He ain't never been through no shit because I was bumping my gums just like this right before I got into I don't even want to say the worst relationship in my life, but yes, I was yapping just like this because I ain't know shit. And here I am, almost 28 years. And I can't tell you. So like literally, so what? I entered that relationship when I was 19 myself. And it went on and off for years. And literally I was bumping my gums just like this months before I entered that relationship. And it is actually insane. I hope he doesn't have to learn the hard way. But I really hope, I really hope this boy do some research. Cause he just talking. He talking from a statistical standpoint. Baby, get in the field and stop running your mouth. Get in the field. See how the fuck life really is. See how fucked up shit can really be. Has a capability to be. Before you start talking.
Comes first.
She said she got married at the age of 19, so I still want to go with that.
No, don't stick with that.
Teenagers are not meant to get married.
What she did, it don't matter. Both of y'all mentioning her age and it ain't got nothing to do with it. Oh, teenagers ain't got no. Regardless, she got married at 19. She did it. I got in my relationship at 19. Probably didn't have no business being with the motherfucker. But guess what? It happened. I don't know about her situation, but I procreated with the motherfucker. So shit happens. So stop focusing so much attention on that. Focus on what happened after that.
On a more sincere note, if we tell ourselves the truth, because they've not known anything, they are supposed to concentrate on their education. Before you get married, you need to have a good and wide knowledge about marriage. Number 2, instead of divorce, I prefer separation. You see, separation is not divorce.
I'm a Catholic.
Do she got a ring on her finger? Do she got a ring on her finger? Because she keeps saying that same old song. And she don't. Jane, you funky as hell. But Jane, you a funky asshole. I'm sorry, cause you just keep saying, "Oh, I will not divorce my husband. I will separate." Why you wanna? Separation is only meant for certain situations. I feel like if you go through the because I think if I remember correctly, I feel like if you go through you can actually legally be separated from a person. So you're basically living separate lives. However, you're still married. What is the point in that? I might as well be single. I feel like separation only makes sense if it's temporary, but like we don't even need to do the whole, well, I ain't gonna say all that. But I feel like, okay, you know what? I'll meet Jane where she at. Okay, you can separate. I say maximum 1 year. Maximum 1 year. If the problem has not resolved itself in that 1 year, then you move to the next step of divorce. But me personally, I don't even want to have to go through separation. But I don't have a crystal ball, so I can't see everything that's going to take place in my marriage, But I feel like the only thing that would make a person even want to separate from their mate is major shit that's really grounds for divorce. But then again, y'all could be bickering a lot. And y'all might just need a little time away from each other, miss each other a little bit. But then I feel like that opens the door for other bullshit to follow. Like they could start messing with somebody else. The list goes on. You get what I'm saying? Like, I don't know.
Tell you, madam, Oga, go and stay separately for a while. And then start attending counseling. Now, that period whereby we are doing that.
What is wrong with her mic?
It's a period, it's a time for them to have a routine.
What is actually the issue? What is it that I am not doing well? I have passed through it. And I have come out from it boldly
she actually do got a
to now
ring.
say that divorce is not the best. Someone else who also passed through the same stuff called me one day and told me, "Madam, don't make a mistake to leave your home. Go on your separate ways for a period of time, even if it is 2 years.
No.
Even if it is 3 years,
No.
just go on your separate ways. You will still communicate with your husband. Your husband will communicate with the children. Things like that. That's the period you will now know whether you truly love that man, whether that man truly loves you. Forget about love. Is there a little sacrifice, just little sacrifice I can do for the sake of keeping your marriage? Think about it. That same period that you are away.
You said you can go for like 2-3 years separation, which I have seen, I have done. Yet, instead of the person to change,
They come right back to the same
adding
bullshit.
more fire.
And Auntie, I done dealt with the same shit. Ooh, whew. Y'all, we almost done with this video. Clap it up for me. I sat through 30 minutes of this. I'm really proud of myself because I really did not think I could do it. You know what? I'm gonna add my little 2 cents here and there, but I'm gonna give y'all a nice little.
Very sorry to say this. I'm a woman. When you love a man, don't show it to his face. It was rubbish
I
in
don't
that
support
on
that.
the floor, on the ground.
I don't support that.
Please.
Sister, he was thinking that I cannot go 2 months out of his roof. But as the Lord will have it, this is me here, 11 years. I'm still working stronger.
Do you know, I want to tell you something.
Before she started talking her shit, before she pissed me off, I understand what TT was saying. I wish I saw her name because I called it, but I'm gonna call you TT. I mean that in a respectful way. If you ever see this, I get what she's saying. What she's saying is basically you gotta let that nigga know, like, baby, I can do this shit without you. And you gotta let him see you do it successfully without him. Cause most men, I don't know if she touched on it or not, if like he was taking care of her like financially, like, but basically a lot of these funky ass men, they want to see you fall flat on your face, and you got to show their ass like, oh, I'm big daddy around here, like I could do this shit. Like we gonna touch on that at the end, but it's just like, I could do this shit by myself if I got to. Is that the desired route that I want to take? Absolutely not. No, I don't want to take that route. I don't want to have to take that route because that sucks. But if it came down to that, I will. And that's what TT is saying. She is saying, because she's taking it, fuck what's her name? Jane. She's taking it as, oh, you don't, she said, don't show love to that man's face. She said, I don't agree with that. She's not saying don't show love to your man. She's not saying that. She's saying when y'all going through trials and tribulations, you got to let it be known, I'm big dog. I does this. I don't need you. I want you, but I don't need you to survive. That's what she's saying. And she's trying to purposely twist her words. I bet she finna say some fuck shit. I bet you money.
It is simply because you got married at a very wrong age.
Excuse me. Excuse me.
Let me just
I managed this marriage. I did not just leave when the marriage was 2 years.
I'm very confused. What makes you think divorce would have
Please, can
solved that?
someone listen to
Can y'all
me?
shut the fuck up and listen to
my
me?
love. We are listening.
I did not just
correct
leave.
you on some
I
things
did not
because-
just leave when the marriage was 2 years or 3 years. This was a marriage of 25 good years that I tried to push so that I can work.
Because
Instead,
you were married at a young age, so at that time you were already getting mature, so you were seeing the things that you now like, and then you are having friends that will tell you, oh, your husband shouldn't be doing this
nobody.
to you. And you
Nobody-
were
I didn't
talking
take
back at that time.
If
You were
I should
mature
take
enough to
anybody
talk back.
advice, I would leave the marriage
One
when the
thing-
marriage
one
was
thing I want
cancelled.
to
Ma'am, I'm
ask
sorry. Do
is-
you know what?
Y'all keep trying to leave it on the fact that she was 19 when she got married. Now, to a degree, I can hear what he's saying, but he is very incorrect. Now, I do understand you can't tell everybody everything. You can't tell everybody this stuff that's going on. But when it comes, what she's talking about, you better run your fucking mouth. What she talking about, a motherfucker putting their hands on you, say something. Say something. I don't care what nobody's saying. But basically, dude trying to downplay her as a woman, saying like, oh, well, you was doing this when you was young, so you started to see things. There's people that is in their 30s, 40s, 50s that's still going through this shit. What Aaliyah say, age ain't nothing but a number. Like, you got you somewhat on the right path, but it's not a one size fits all. Some people mature very, very early because they have to, not because that was their choice. So keep that in mind before you just throw what you thinking on her.
That inside or outside of the marriage, that man, if he was properly motivated, he could have still hurt you. So the problem is not the marriage. Day by day,
That's
right?
literally-
We have
Wait, run it
I'm
back.
sorry, do you know that
year,
inside or outside of the marriage, that man, if he was properly motivated, he could have still hurt you. So the problem is not the marriage.
Exactly. You just said exactly what I just said. He could still do that. So he didn't say nothing about the age thing. Dude in the fedora did. He could have been, y'all could have been 25 meeting each other. 25, I think, is a good age, I guess you could say. Y'all could have started dating then, and he could still do the same bullshit. So what are we really talking about here? I just really want this young man to stop. I'm really curious to know how old this man is. He got to be at least 20. He has to be. And if he's any older than that, I ain't even gonna.
Day by day, right, we have stalkers. Now, the stalkers, right, men that stalk women and women that stalk men. I'm not invalidating your experience, right? I don't stand for abuse. Let's get that straight, right? But I'm saying, at the end of the day, people die every day. Divorce is not going to solve that. Even if they divorce, it's not the full thing. I don't know. There are many probabilities, many variables in this world, but you never know if divorce was going to solve that in the first place. She could have died. He could have killed her, divorce or no divorce.
I have a question for if I have
Okay. Now let's touch on that for 2 seconds. So, okay, young man got a point here. Everybody get a nickname. We got TT, we got young man. But young man, okay, you're absolutely right. Because they actually do stay, statistically speaking, because you like to talk about statistics. let me raise you one. They do say statistically, the hardest part of an abusive relationship is when a woman decides to leave. Or I ain't gonna say a woman. I'm saying from a woman because I am a woman. I'm speaking from my experience. They say the most dangerous time is when a woman decides to leave. He's not wrong in that. But basically what it sounds like he's saying is to stay with said person to keep the peace, to save your life. But also, there's really no way around it. If a person wants to do something like that, what he's saying is valid. However, what you're saying is not a one size fits all either. Because the girl, like he could pull, what movie was that with J-Lo in it? Y'all know what movie I'm talking about. Enough. He could pull one of those. He could. But at the same time, like basically, sometimes a woman leaving that's her warning shot. And if you come for her after that, you might lose your life. So you have to consider all of these. Like he said, there's many different variables here. There's many different ways that this can go. But to basically say that walking away is not the answer is a very piss poor response to that. I stand by that. That's a very piss poor way to think about abuse. Like, oh, not walking, like leaving it's not going to fix the problem. So staying there does? You get what I'm saying? Like, that doesn't make... I don't compute. Like, what do you mean? Like, oh, it's not going to fix the problem. Neither does staying here, because clearly if I stay here, this man going to keep beating my ass. So why would I stay here? Because either one or two things going to happen. We going to be Ike and Tina in this bitch. He going to body me. I'm going to body him. There's so many different outcomes here. And I feel like leaving is the top priority. Now, I will say definitely assess your situation. Look for the safest way out. Because, you do have to be strategic about it. You do. So, but young man, like this my nerve. This you right here. You was on it.
To say, let's say for instance now, you and your husband separate, yeah. 2 years after, you find yourself doing better, communicating with your children, your relationship with your children is way better, financially you're okay, you're stable, mentally you're all right. Are you going to go back to the man?
I will still go back to my husband. Let me tell you why.
She wants to explain to you.
Let me tell you why. You see, this is a man I married with so much love. And I got married at the age of 30 years. And then I have known what love is. Then I understand the difference between love and infatuation. Now, this is a man that I know how he treats me. This is a man that I know that, oh, yes, he hits me, but yet he loves me.
So you got married at 30 years old. You know what love is. And you still associating that man hitting your ass with loving you. Now again, I know I touched on it in the first clip here. saying that a lot of this thought process comes from us getting our asses whooped. Well, I ain't gonna, well, most of us, our parents whooped our ass. And, you know, of course, we don't doubt that our parents loved them. I done got my ass torn up a many damn times by my mama growing up. I done got my ass torn up a many times. And I don't doubt the love that that woman got for me. I don't doubt it for a second. But it can, so I can see how coming up like that can translate into your adult life. So it kind of comes to a point where that is why so many people in today's society, you know, people that's raising their children, they choose not to lay hands on their child for that very reason. Because it's just like, I can talk to you. I don't need to hit you for you to hear me. You get what I'm saying? So, but what Miss Jane don't understand, like, she keeps contradicting herself. Because she just said, like, I've learned the difference between love and infatuation. I know what love is. I got married at 30. So you got married at 30. And you still have the mindset of TT that got married at 19. But the difference between you and TT left. Because she wasn't finna put up with that shit. Now, granted, she was in that marriage, I think she said, what, 25 years? She was in that relationship for 25 years. But she left. Because she couldn't put up with that shit. It literally almost cost her her life. And she probably thought that same dumbass statement that you just said. Yes, he hits me, but he loves me. Do you walk up to your man and crack him upside the head to say I love you? Or do you give him a kiss? Or do you get on your knees? You get what I'm saying? Like, there's many different ways that you can express your love. Putting your hands on me ain't one of them.
He brings out his heart to show me that love, really. I'm telling you the sincere truth. It's not about the fact that, oh, we are here and camera is on us. No. He showers me with so much love. But then, I would definitely go back.
Divorce.
He showers you with so much love, but he also showers you in black eyes. Okay. If that's your version of love, sis, you have fun over there.
Affects the children negatively.
Nickelodeon was kid everything.
Oh yeah, I got some words on this one.
Darkest chapters. These are 3 in Predator.
I agree with the fact that it affects children negatively, but I would also like to state that divorce in itself is not tailored to affect children. Let me just put it that way. When you're going through a divorce, one of the most important things the court considers is the custody, guardianship, welfare, advancement, and education of the children. Anything else, as far as those children are concerned, the court puts it aside and focuses on those children to ensure that they come out better.
I want to talk about the mental aspect of, divorce affecting the children. There is no marriage without fights. It is a bitter truth. Let us not deceive ourselves. Even in a family, you see brothers, sisters fighting themselves, talk less of people who come from different homes. So I'm now going back to the children. The children will say all these things. They will expect that, oh, daddy, why are you doing this now? Mommy, calm down. Mommy, go and beg daddy. Daddy, calm down. Daddy, go and beg. It has happened to me. Now, whereby the children now see, oh, mommy is going a separate way, daddy is going a separate way. The children they are not always happy. They are not always. 99% of such children are not always happy.
I think she's exaggerating.
Yeah. Okay, so what I'm trying to say in this essence is this. children from broken home, those ones that are just growing up, not the ones that have come into the world now that are so big that their ears are filled with divorce, divorce, divorce. I'm talking of children that are just growing. Talk to them. If you talk to these children, they will tell, oh, I don't like the way mommy and daddy are living separately. They will tell you the truth from their hearts. They will go to school. Other children, sometimes they don't even want to play with them. They say, this one, daddy and mommy are not together. Oh, what will she come and tell us now?
I'll use my child as an example. I married early. I married at 26. I'm currently 29. I've been 3 years in marriage now.
Wow.
Yes. So within that 3 years, myself and my wife have separated countless times, and we've come back together. So those times when we separate, so when I go there for settlement, when I see my child, I don't feel happy. Like, I feel like he would have been living better if he was with me, but he has no choice. That is where he could stay at that time. Like, one person just decides to, anyhow they want to dress them, or any school they want to take them to. I agree that the court has a say with custody, or how do they call it? But sometimes the court might be wrong. They might give the child to the wrong person. 90% of divorce affects the children more.
You guys are just throwing numbers out now.
It really is.
I want to give percentage.
I can't understand where you're coming from.
I think you get the point.
But
see,
what I'm
just the
saying
same way divorce affects children, yeah. There are children from like families that their parents are still together that are affected by that kind of marriage. Like their children are begging
Exactly. That is exactly what I was waiting. That's why I was sitting here quietly, because I was waiting on someone to say this. I see both sides of it. I do. I think the parents, the children seeing their parents not work out is unfortunate. And I definitely do think it affects the children. It absolutely does. I've seen it in real time. Me and my son's dad, we were very much so on and off a lot. In his younger years, well, when he was like a baby, we was having issues. When he started growing up, when he got a little bit older, like when he had 1, 2, was having issues. So like a lot of the time we was on and off. Like kind of dude said, they've separated multiple times. And once my son like kind of had that awareness of like, oh, daddy was here every day and now he's not. Like he's like, oh, mommy, I want to go see daddy. That hurts. It hurts to hear it. But I feel like what hurts the most is not being able to explain the reason why it's like that, because he won't understand. So it kind of comes to a place of where you have to basically choose your heart here. And the reason why is just like, because you really have to like pick your battles with that. You do. Like you have to explain. Eventually you're going to have to explain to your child like why y'all didn't work out. But you have to wait until they're old enough to understand. They're not going to understand 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 years old. They're not going to understand completely. Like they may hear what you're saying, but like it's not really resonating with them. Like why? And then in severe cases, you kind of don't want to tell them. That's kind of like where I am with it too, to a degree. Like I don't want to tell him everything because I don't want to paint the picture like his dad is a terrible person. Because I don't think that. I just definitely think that we just did not work together as a couple. And I feel like that came up multiple times throughout our relationship. And it's just, honestly, it kind of seemed like it took, I can't say from his perspective, but I can say from my perspective, it took us having a child for it to really like for me to really see it in real time. Not even just having the child, me being pregnant with said child. Just the treatment during all of that. And then treatment after that as well. Like, you factor all of these things in together, and it's just like, it's either I continue this curse, basically. It's either I allow my child to grow up in this home and see this and think it's okay, or we do our own thing over here and I figure it out as I go. Like, you know, a lot of people, like, it's kind of, this ain't got really nothing to do with me, but like, a lot of people talk shit about like Sierra and Russell Wilson. Like, she left Future and then got with Russell, and she on what, her like 50-11 damn child by that man by now. Like, she's happy. She left a situation that made her unhappy, and she is with someone that is giving her everything that she could have ever asked for. You get what I'm saying? That's how she's portraying it. I'm not in that relationship, so I don't know. But basically, like, situations like that, and it's just like, sometimes you have to do that. Is it unfortunate? Absolutely. Is that the plan when you think to have a kid with somebody? No. But it happens. It happens. So, yeah.
Their parents to go to divorce. These are things that I've seen firsthand. You can't just chill with
people are
experiences
bad
like that.
parents, that's on them.
Can the disagreeer now speak?
It depends how tender the children are.
Elizabeth, that's your name,
But
TT.
if the children are grown-ups and they'll be seeing the beating, the fighting.
That's exactly what I'm talking about. The kids seeing it. That's my biggest takeaway from all of this. That's my biggest takeaway, is the kids actively witnessing this going on between their parents. I'm gonna touch on all of this. Like, I'm gonna give y'all a summary.
The
But
separation all the time. So many things are not working well. Then they finally divorce themselves. It will not affect those children at all. Because they have been seeing like one person's life is going to go if these two are not staying apart.
I mean, what you're saying, yeah, I understand what you're saying. The children will understand that, like, the divorce is right, it was needed and all that, but I don't think that's enough reason for them not to feel it. I don't think that's enough reason for them not to get affected by it.
The children suffer a huge blow when it comes to divorce. They have a stigma. Wherever they go, they call them children from broken homes. And people
They
see
personally even get
them
disconnected
as
themselves.
children who
Amounts
cannot,
to anything.
yes, they are bound to like influence others negatively.
Because they think they don't have home training
Yes.
of any sort.
I have a question. First of all, yeah, I don't know where this myth came from, but people are always talking about like the effect of divorce on children, but nobody ever talks about the effects of like children seeing their parents harm each other. It does not necessarily even need to be as extreme as harming. It can be things like the parents setting unhealthy relationship ideas for the children and all that.
People change after marriage.
I hope so.
Yes.
I sure hope so.
You have your own personality, but actions you make and reactions that come about those actions form human beings.
We'll just be pretending. Honey, darling, sweetheart, baby, they will call you all sweet names. That same man, that same woman will enter your house, turn things around. Even me, I was so angelic. But when you get to a point, oh boy, I removed that angelic cloth. And one said, I wear that black cloth because I cannot come and die. And my children I will not be able to help them.
It's either you're changing for good or you're changing for bad. But you see, when it comes to the bad one, someone can be good and come into a marriage and meet a fire for fire mother-in-law. The person will change you.
You would definitely have to change some attitudes that you probably used to do before, but in marriage is no longer something that is feasible for the union. So those are like the everyday. Maybe you wake up 10 before, but your husband goes to work early, and you want to prepare something for him. Or maybe your husband comes back after work, he goes to drink with his friends. Now he's thinking, now I have a wife at home, I have to come back home early. It boils down to even financial sacrifices where you start to see the nature of your spending changing. How you used to spend as a bachelor is different from how you probably spend as a married man.
I believe change is constant in human beings. It's normal. Everyone changes. I don't think you even need to add it to marriage. With or without marriage, people are going to change definitely.
Yeah. On that question, I would hope that you're changing for the better. But you can see the opposite. So you definitely have to consider all possibilities. I would hope, like I said, I would hope that if I get married, we're both changing for the better, because I'm all about evolving. I'm all about being better than I was however many days, months, years ago. Like, that's the whole goal for me. But to close out this video, this video took me on a whirlwind of emotions. I'm not even going to hold y'all. I did not want to finish watching this video because I thought the first question was going to be like the tone for the rest of the video. I will say that TT, she's still healing. I hear that all in her voice. I hear it. She's still healing. But I don't disagree with anything that she said, though. So, yeah. I know I touched on some very sensitive topics in this video. I want y'all to understand that, yes, I did go through some things. This is probably the first time that I'm really even speaking on it publicly. But as of right now, that will probably be as far as I go with it. Because at the end of the day, I told y'all, I procreated with this person. I still have to deal with this person. However, do I think in the future that I will go into more detail? Possibly. Do I think that day is coming soon? No. But what I will say about, if you are somebody that is going through this right now, you're in an abusive relationship, you are, whatever the case may be, I can't just say get out, because I know you have to be strategic about it. I know you can't just get up and just go. I know you, in most cases, you can't just get up and just go. I would say definitely make a plan. Research the domestic violence shelters in your area. I don't know if you have any type of proof. Start gathering it, start talking to your people. But please be smart. Because like I said earlier, the most dangerous time for someone when they are in an abusive relationship is when they decide to leave. So definitely keep that in mind. I don't want to get, I think this is probably the softest that I've ever talked to y'all, because the video, I'm not going to lie, it really did trigger me. It really did in some ways, but I'm at the point now where I feel that I can talk about certain things without slipping into a deep depression, because it's happened to me before. I was discussing what's happened, and I was literally depressed for probably 3 months off of it. Because basically what happened when I was expressing it, I basically relived it, and it fucked me up. And I definitely think over time, like me, you know, writing about it, you know, and not beating myself up about what happened, I definitely think those two put together has definitely assisted in where I am today. Like I'm literally like, what's today? Today is May 8th. In case y'all didn't know, my birthday's June 5th. I'm going to be 28. And mind you, I got in that relationship about 8.5 years ago. And to this day, it still affects me. It still affects me to this day. And I'm not going to say that it probably forever will. I'm not going to say it's going to forever affect me, but I will say like a lot of the things that went on in that relationship, I probably will never forget. So, like I said, to close this video out, if you are someone that you are in an abusive relationship, definitely look up your resources. You know, basically like the people, like that's why I like I don't even know what to say. I really don't. Like there's really nothing I can say that can like that I feel like will suffice like the amount of like you're not alone. Look up your resources. Check in on, what you have around you. If you have to consider relocating, do it. But just like I said, just be smart about it. Be safe. I want you to get out. I'm pretty sure your people want you to get out, but I want you to get out of it with your life. And if you have children, I want them to get out with their lives as well. So you have to play this safely. This is not something light that we're talking about here. So on that note, keep God first, stay prayed up, and like I said, do your research. All right, I'll catch y'all in the next video.